We're speaking with Danny Meyer, considered the Dean of American Hospitality. He's one of the Food Channel Pro's leaders with guts. Danny, what for you is the essence of hospitality?
The essence of hospitality is when the person on the receiving end believes that you're on their side. You can't fake it. So I either feel like you're on my side or I don't. And if I do, if I feel like you did something for me as opposed to doing something to me, then hospitality is present. It's that simple.
What do you think is the difference between great service and hospitality, and why is it important to know the difference?
Great service and great hospitality are as different as night and day. Great service is doing what you said you're going to do, technically delivering on your promise. Great service means that you better do what the manual says you are doing. It's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's great service is a monologue. It's what your company sets out to do, and you've got to do it. Great hospitality is going beyond what's expected. Great hospitality is a human dialogue. It's not a monologue. It's doing things that make people feel good. If you come to one of my restaurants for dinner and I deliver the right food to the right person at the right table, at the right temperature, at the right time, which is service, I don't think that's going to make you feel good. I think it would make you feel badly if I didn't do it. But if, when you come to the restaurant and we deliver the right food and it's delicious, and we remember that you were here recently, and we remember that you were here with your mother, and we ask how your mother is, and it matters to us, and that's going to make you feel a certain way. So hospitality is always something that makes you feel a certain way. It's thoughtful. It's using your head and your heart at the same time, thinking and feeling. Whereas service is really just using your head, and it's about doing what you're supposed to do. You got to do them both.
And why did you launch your new consulting business, Hospitality Quotient? Do you really want to help the competition?
You know, that question reminds me of what people would ask all the way back in 1994 when Michael Romano and I wrote our first cookbook, the Union Square Cafe cookbook, and they said, why would you want to share your recipes from Union Square Cafe? Do you really want to help the competition? And the answer was very simple. No, we want to share what we love with other people. And I don't honestly care whether it is used by the competition, seen by the competition, helps the competition. It certainly didn't put Union Square Cafe out of business to do that. As a matter of fact, more to the point, I would say that it increased the number of raving fans we have. You wouldn't buy our cookbook and use it if you didn't like the restaurant. So I'd say the same is true of having written a book about our business experience, which is, I wasn't worried about people picking up our playbook and putting us out of business. As a matter of fact, I love the way hospitality makes me feel when I'm on the receiving end of it, and as far as I'm concerned, if our competition chooses to read the book and it makes for a better dining experience for others, that's a nice thing. What I was most surprised about, and we found this with our new company, Hospitality Quotient, in which we teach classes in hospitality, is that most of our customers are not in the food business. It's really, it's funny to me that people think that the word hospitality only exists for the food service industry. More and more companies, whether they're soup companies or airlines or banks or insurance companies, hospitals, isn't that funny? The word hospitality has in its root the word hospital. Anybody who's got competitors, anybody who's got employees, at the end of the day has to realize that it's not only important to be the best in the world at what you do, but you also have to be the best in the world at how you make people feel. And if you're only focused on either one of those, but not both, you're never going to be all that you can be.
Enlightened hospitality is what put your company on the map. Are you surprised how much it has contributed to your success?
The biggest thing that's contributed to our success is having words and language to describe what has always been intuitive. And as we've grown to the degree that success means that we've provided more opportunities for more people to be employed and more guests on a daily basis to be pleased with the food and wine and cocktails and Fitz's root beer that we serve at the restaurant. I think it has to do with having succeeded in finding words to describe what matters to us leaders, so that the people who work for us can be more intentional as opposed to just intuitive. And so when we use the words enlightened hospitality, I think any company and any culture really needs to have its own way to describe things that everybody understands. And so for us, when we say enlightened hospitality to someone on our team, what they know that means is two things. It means that there's really nothing more important than how we make people feel. And secondly, the word enlighten in front of hospitality means that we're going to prioritize each other even above our guests, and then our community, and then our suppliers, and then our investors. And we believe that what we call a virtuous cycle of enlightened hospitality, if you really wanted to have the outcome be that your guests felt a superior sense of service and welcome and hospitality, you would never put them first. You would always put your own staff first. Because in a virtuous cycle, one good thing keeps leading to something even better. And if you really believe that you wanted to be as profitable as possible, you would never put your investors first. You would put them fifth. And so when we say enlightened hospitality, that is shorthand in our company for putting each other first, so that the people who work here are really, really excited about caring for each other, so that they're in an even better emotional position to take amazing care of our guests. And by virtue of doing that, we have a higher top line, which gives us the opportunity to take better care of our community, which means that our community comes out in support of our restaurants, which means that we have more of a top line to get better products and take better care of our suppliers, which means that we have more money left over for our investors. And then finally, the biggest thing our employees tell us that they need in order to feel cared for is the opportunity to grow professionally, financially. And the best way to make that happen is to have happy investors. So this whole thing is a system. And the only counterintuitive part of it is when I tell people that we put our customer second and our investor fifth, they think I'm crazy. But why wouldn't you? If you put them first, you'll end up with less.
We've been talking with Danny Meyer of Union Square Hospitality Group. Check out the next part of this series as we explore what it takes to be a leader with guts. For Food Channel Pro, I'm Ellen Koteff.